It was night outside, and the destruction caused by the hero fighting with his opponent was visible. A bloody guy from wounds stood on the corpse of a man. The fight ended with his victory. He counted on the fact that the enemy would last longer, and was upset by this. Suddenly, the hero was surrounded by people with weapons. The guy in purple clothes told me what was going on. They couldn't let someone so powerful become the head of 7 influential families. So they decided to kill the exhausted monster. The hero was transferred. Although he was not interested in politics, he simply hated the followers. So he used a heavenly thunder charge that covered his body with an aura of thunder and directed energy swords at opponents. The traitor's aid blocked his attack, while the hero coughed up blood and continued to attack with aura. As a result, the guy died of exhaustion. He heard a voice that said that the guy would have to live a 9th life. The hero woke up in bed with a girl. He was reborn again, but without giving time to realize the situation, the memories of the guy into whom the hero was reborn filled his head. This boy's body was just pathetic. He led a terrible life. To the surprise of the hero, he usually waited a century later, but now there was an exception, and he woke up after 30 from the day of his death, which meant that he could take revenge on the traitors who killed him. The girl approached the guy who looked really bad and asked if he was okay. This body had huge problems, namely problems with meridians. This body had an internal injury that could not be cured by the usual methods of nobles. That is why the owner of the body fell into despair and began to drown in alcohol and women. The hero left the house in which he woke up and was just angry at the owner of the body, as he was tormented by a very complicated hangover. Wonjo County, the residence of the Beck family. The guy went to his residence, where a crowd of people who know him were surprised that he returned earlier than usual. People prized the young man, and did not even try to hide it. But they still greeted their young master. The guy ordered the maid not to let anyone out, as he wants to be alone. The guy is resolutely ready to change the miserable existence of this body. He took up treatment, and started a new life. He used the energy captivity of the soul and body to summon internal forces. He started unlocking the first Kaimek. If the hero succeeds in freeing this channel, he will be able to gain control over the force. Unexpectedly, blood started to flow from the guy's mouth. This was due to a strong deformation that was caused by the desperate training of the previous owner of the body. A skip knocked on the door, and the hero cawed with blood, since in this process it is necessary to observe full concentration. The brother asked to open the doors, as he needed to meet the hero. Earlier, the kid heard the news that his brother had returned, immediately ran to him and started knocking. The servant told the young man that the master was not receiving anyone today, but she could not resist the boy's insistence. The guy was a little annoyed with the younger, but at the same time glad that he has a brother in this reincarnation. The hero used the release of thunder technique, and his room was filled with golden light. The boy and the servants flew away, and the younger one, worried about his brother, opened the doors without permission. There he saw the hero sitting, who greeted the younger one. They went to a beautiful place where the elder was pouring tea. On the face of the younger brother, an innocent childish smile was visible. He loved the elder very much. The boy, inspired, said that he had found a way to cure the hero, but he said that he had already done it himself, and this is just the beginning. The younger one was happy for the guy. The brother asked the boy not to bother him today. Although he was upset, he agreed. The hero sat in the middle of his room and pondered over the information he received from his brother. While this body was walking around and killing its life, the number of their uncle's henchmen had greatly increased. He had been planning to become the head of the house for a long time. He was too old for this position, so he decided to put my son Yong Huan as the head. Also, with the help of his son, the guy's uncle planned to lead not only their family, but also to absorb the Herrenbahn pirates. The hero trained and thought about the place for traitors and their families who ruined him in his past life. The hero trains the Iron Blood technique. He intends to become as strong as in his previous life, because only in this way he will have the opportunity to take revenge. The guy took the sword and left the house. At the same time, the guy's father reports that the hero has been trying to restore his health for a month. The old man thought that this was beyond the strength of the guy, but suddenly he appeared with a sword in his hands and greeted the old man. The father immediately approached his boy and asked how things were going with the recovery. The hero has almost restored his kaimak. The father was over the moon with happiness and talked about how his son managed it. The guy said that it was not so difficult and told about his intentions to participate in the mission to subdue the pirate group. The father gave the go-ahead. A huge ship was floating on the waves. There were brothers on it who were talking about the greatness of the sea. The boy would like to be at sea for another reason, to which the elder said his assumptions that the boy is afraid of pirates. The youngest was outraged. As a warrior of the Beck family, he is not afraid of anyone. But still, the boy was worried that the pirates might be stronger. The boy said that the pirates began to accept all willing refugees, and therefore their influence began to grow greatly. Although they are trying to resist them, but the pirates have a huge numerical advantage. The boy was interrupted by a hero who was very much reborn. He spotted pirate ships right in front of them. Pirates attacked the ships. The hero gave the order to follow them. The pirates boarded the ship. One of them revealed a plan according to which they wanted to kill everyone and for the army everything of value. The hero went to the pirates alone, because he wanted to prevent deaths among ordinary people. The youngest wanted to follow the guy, but he ordered him to stay where he was. One of the pirates swung to finish off one of the crew members, but an instant before the blow, his body was chopped up by the hero. Other opponents noticed the guy, but the hero immediately went on the attack, chopping enemies. After several allies were killed, the rest of the pirates were afraid to approach the guy. Horror could be seen on their faces after what they saw. Behind them came Zdorov, who was very interested in the strength of the hero and intended to fight with him. Their head began to sign that the hero had come to an end, as he contacted the wrong people, but he did not have time to finish as he was proudly pierced by the guy's revenge. The detachment prepared to sweep the Corriable from the posts arrived, but on the spot they saw a hero and a bunch of corpses belonging to the enemy. Yonghwan asked what his brother was doing here. After the battle, they moved to a room inside the ship. Eating and drinking alcohol, they communicated. The guy was surprised that the hero recovered so quickly, so he also cleaned up the enemy ship alone. He devalued the strength of the enemy, since in his opinion they were nothing special. The hero's brother said that his warriors are not so much trained to cope with these pirates. The hero told his brother to stop. He knows how hard they are trying. This conversation was heard by a passing junior. The hero said that he had arrived to help, and they should gather all the power of the family to destroy the pirates. The guy had heard that not much time had passed since the hero's recovery, so he doubted whether he would have enough strength to deal with the pirates. The hero was amused by this. At the same time, on the surface of the ship, a guy approached Baek Sangjin and asked what made him so angry. He said that the main character annoys him, because in his opinion he is an arrogant upstart. The guy grumbled that he was jealous of the commander and wanted to show at least something. His interlocutor said that today he did not show himself badly, as he single-handedly defeated the pirate's ship. According to the interlocutor, he just got rid of small fish. A friend of the hater of the hero says that he is just angry because he wanted to chat with the commander over a crash of alcohol. That confused him. He said that he didn't care, and he only recognized the force. All this was heard by the hero, who swam up to this ship. The guy was offended by the man's words. Those guys who discussed the hero bowed and greeted the young gentleman. The guy said that he did not need these formalities, and went on board the ship. He asked to be treated like the others. The guy bowed in response and said that they are the same warriors as him, and they deserve the same treatment, and asked to omit the formalities. Ban introduced himself to the young gentleman and introduced his friend Baek Sang-kyung for one thing. The hero mentally assessed the guys, and they were not bad. Myuk volunteered to escort the hero and his brother to the cabin. Sang-kyung called the hero a poser. The guy had a great time communicating with the rest of the team, and he and his brother went to sleep in the same bed in the cabin. The next morning, the hero got up early for training. The younger brother looks thoughtful, so the older one asked if he wanted to ask something. The youngest began to say that some members of the team are coming to the brother, and he does not like it. To which the hero replied that a real gentleman would not be angry at such a thing. Myuk was upset because they didn't appreciate his brother's efforts. The hero came up and thanked the younger, and calmed him down. The guy said that the force needs to be confirmed by deed. The same person insulting the young master came up and offered to fight. The guy arrogantly told the enemy to attack. This angered the man, and he attacked the hero. The god of thunder easily blocked the opponent's blows. He charged his blow with a red aura, and wanted to strike a strong blow, but the hero blocked this too. At the same time, the bird brought a message to the bandits. The head was told that the warriors of the Baek family were heading to the eastern border. The hero's opponent had a feeling as if he was hitting an iron wall. The guy praised the opponent, said that he had a good shot, but he should have worked on the technique. The hero charged his hand with lightning bolts, and holding the opponent's hand forced him to sit down. Then he picked it up with one hand and hit it against the side of the ship. The team woke up from a loud sound, because they thought they were attacked by pirates, but they saw a picture in which a member of the team lies, and the hero mocks him, offering revenge. The opponent said that he would now fight in full force, and stood up in a stance. He was so fast that there were afterimages that could be mistaken for clones. But all the show-off instantly ended when the man was driven into the side of the ship head down. The hero offered to attack Srotanku again. He tried again to make a strong blow, but the hero continued to throw it. He knew that these guys have one rule: what the strongest does, the team does. Therefore, he decided to show his strength. The crew of the ship rejoiced. At the same time as the enemy realized the true strength of the enemy, he could not even touch the hero, let alone win. Still, he gave up, and the hero lifted the guy by the hand and helped him stand up. The hero gave a couple of tips and said that if he needed help, he would be happy to help. The man just nodded his head. Ban approached the hero and asked for forgiveness for the behavior of the team. To which the guy replied that everything was fine, and it was just a light warm-up. The hero said that the morning is the most suitable time for training, and if someone wants to, they can join him. Ban asked for permission to fight on the ground, to which the hero replied that he would be happy to hold it. The fight ended quickly. It was more like sparring than the last fight. Also, the hero began to give out tips on swordsmanship, for which he received gratitude. The younger brother watching this was thinking that the hero's task was to gain the trust of the team. The guys lined up and almost fought for what would be sparring with the hero. After some time, the team arrived at the eastern border. The hero greeted his uncle. The same one said that he was glad for the good health of the guy. The man praised the achievements of the hero and asked what his secret was. The guy said that it was a long story to tell, and asked to move on to the strategy of the battle with the pirates. This pleased the man. The hero saw a very beautiful girl who greeted Mugen. The Yun family and the Baek family settled in Wenzhou province as merchants. Yi Sang is the heiress of the Yun family, who was engaged to a hero. Because of the actions of this body, the engagement was terminated. The girl was very worried about it. The name of the hero was exclaimed by an old man who was his second uncle, Baek Zhongji. The girl left this place, and the hero asked for forgiveness that he could not visit his uncle earlier. A good uncle said that his brother would look, since the guy has not fully recovered yet. The evil old man said that he looks quite healthy, and it's worth checking whether his fighting abilities have returned to him. The old man's son greeted his father. He praised his son, as he did a good job in the mission to clean up the pirates. But this confused the guy, and he began to mumble. The father and son left, but the evil grandfather turned to the hero. I called him noble, because despite his incomplete recovery, he took part in the operation. The elder was worried about the younger, because he knew how such an attitude bothers him. But the hero's thoughts were interrupted by the voice of his brother, who said that they would all soon learn about the true skills of the hero. Night came. The youngest was reading a book. The hero came into the room, and the youngest began to talk and praise his brother for his efforts today. Everything that the hero said at the meeting, he already knew thanks to the youngest. He asked how the boy was able to collect this information, to which the guy replied that he listened to others and selected the most important. The elder called it a talent being replaced. But Tratets decided to confess that he had learned all this information from the Yun family. The girl came to the door where the men were talking. As soon as she was going to knock, she heard from the voice and a conversation about her family. The younger one apologized that he had to resort to the help of the Yun family, but the older one praised the guy's efforts. The hero also said that everything that happened before with the Yun family was in the past. The girl hearing these words was upset. The hero reflected on Ryuk's incredible skills in collecting information, and believed that he had all the makings to become a master. The hero told his brother that he had high hopes for him, and gave him a task, namely, to come up with a strategy to fight pirates. The youngest told his thoughts on this matter. The elder stopped him, and he said that the strategy proposed by his brother is the best for the Peck family. The main character said that this would not radically change the situation, and that they should be helped to destroy the pirates once and for all, no matter what ordinary residents try from this. My brother thought about it, but after a little reflection, he said that he knew the answer. The head of the pirates was informed that the hero had recovered, and that they had recently gathered a council to develop a plan to fight them, to which the leader called this news amazing. A girl burst into the room where the guys were discussing plans. She shouted that the family was ready to support their proposed strategy. The next day, a girl with people from her family was walking down the street. The old man tried to dissuade her from providing all of the ships, as the Prats could attack and destroy them, but she did not listen to the words of the advisor and reminded him who was responsible for the fleet. The girl explained that now every second counts, and the more they pull, the greater the losses will be. Is the old man really saying this without offering an alternative, calculating that she will listen to him? The old man resigned himself. The girl criticized the actions of people in the past, and said that if they had done everything right, this would have been avoided. The old man was angry at the girl's words. The second uncle taunted the brother who was insulted. The girl boarded the ship where there was a hero and a team that he had previously trained at sea. The head of the pirates received information that the fleet had already set off, and was glad that a good battle would soon begin and ordered to send a red and black dragon to intercept. The advisor advised to send the disgusting troika to replace the dragons, to which the leader gave the newcomers the opportunity to prove themselves. They also discussed a plan by which they would attack the fishermen, and while the Beck family would be busy rescuing them, they would attack the Yun family. This was all foreseen by the hero's younger brother. He sent a pigeon to transmit information. At the same time, pirates attacked and people saw smoke. The fleet was sent to defend. At the same time, the hero's ship met the enemy's ship. Everything went according to Junior's plan. The guy said not to be afraid of the girl, who was excited to see the opponent. She got so angry, and said she was representing her family. The hero laughed and said that the girl had really changed a lot. The captain of the Black Dragon told his guys to kill everyone except women and children. The hero boarded the enemy's ship and destroyed it with one blow. The guy also started talking about how all the people on this ship will die. The enemy was surprised by the guy's energy, since he had never met someone as strong as the hero. The disgusting Troika told the Black Dragon to get out, since he is not an opponent to the guy, and went out taking out their swords. The hero called the opponents worthy. The team members discussed the fact that only 2 ships had arrived and divided one vessel among themselves. The one who cleans it faster will win. The opponents talked about how the hero was unlucky to meet them, but before they could finish, he expressed his intention to start the fight. The opponent, provoked by these words, attacked the guy with a sword. At the same time, the fleet sailed up to the fishermen, but they did not see any pirates. The son of the Watering Old Man understood the pirates' plan and ordered them to quickly go to the fleet of the Yun family. Surprisingly, a pirate ship appeared on the horizon. It turns out it was the plan of the youngest, who made it so that the ships of the Peck family would be there before the pirates. The commander of the enemy vessel was very surprised that the opponents were already in place. The captain of the Beck family ordered to board the opponents. The opponents got stuck in fishing nets and could not get out. At the same time, the hero easily dodged the man's sword strike and pierced his neck with his sword. The other 2 brothers, although they were scared, attacked the hero by force. One of them used the shadow of a twilight ghost. According to him, no one survived after using this skill, and the guy just took and cut this haze with a sword. The opponent did not have time to be surprised, and his body was already chopped by the guy's sword. The last surviving brother attacked the hero, but he easily pierced the opponent's chest. The captain of the ship they were on saw this picture and tried to escape. The hero grabbed him by the shkabarki and did not let him leave the ship. The girl watching the battle could not believe that the guy had changed so much. He had become cruel. At the same time, the ship that was supposed to kill the fisherman was defeated and retreated, and the fleet commander of the Beck family sent the ships back to the Yun family. The leader, after learning about the defeat, was simply furious. The hero praised Lord Un for her efforts, and for the fact that the girl went with him. The hero asked to lend him a ship so that he could head to the main base of the pirates. The girl was surprised. After a while, when she returned, she told everything to the guy's cousin. After the guy heard this news, he was just amazed because he and his team could not completely clean up one ship, and the hero with 2 people was able to completely defeat 2. The guy asked where they were, to which the girl said that they went to the main base of the bandits. When the hero told the girl about his intentions to go to the main base of the pirates, she was very worried, although the guy is strong, but not that strong. The hero thanked the girl for her concern, but it had to be done immediately. He also told his uncle's son that he would return as soon as possible and be ready for a new attack. And the youngest brother received a letter from his brother, which said that everything went well. The hero told that he found out about the location of the enemy base, and although he did not know how to get there, he would try to use his ability to see through objects. He also asked his brother not to worry too much and to convey his words to his uncle. During the journey to the enemy base, the hero was sparring while fighting with 2 of his people. They thanked the guy for teaching them. The guys saw the results of training. They really were able to become stronger, because of which they were very grateful to the hero. The hero offered to pick up military equipment for 2 of his guys, as they were not afraid to go with him to the enemy's lair itself. The ship entered the fog zone. There was also a man who mocked the commander of the Red Dragon, who was defeated in a battle near the fishermen. The hero released the signal of the Black Dragon, and an escort boat sailed up to them. A conversation ensued between the captain of the Black Dragon and the man on the boat. He said that he was able to survive and escape from the hero. The ship passed through a foggy veil. The main character felt that the pirate who was a hostage intended to betray him. So the hero and his subordinates acted ahead of the curve and broke into the Red Dragon's ship. The man with the sickle wanted to fight the hero. By the way, it seemed to the young gentleman that the opponent was not bad, only in appearance. The man with the sickle attacked with the technique of stealing the soul of the bloody sickle. The heroes successfully blocked the blows with sickles, but the enemy used a technique in which the sickles returned and wound in the back. The hero jumped up and dodged the attack. The guy didn't want to waste time fighting with this opponent and used a thunder charge and pierced through the guy's body. Not only the enemies, but also the allies of the hero were removed by the technique that he used. They haven't even heard of something like this. The captain of the Red Dragon fell to his knees and began to beg for mercy. The guy replied that they did not spare others, so he does not intend to spare any of them. The pirate crew was finished off. The hero found in the pocket of one of the corpses a technique for martial arts 18 ways to take away the soul with a bloody sickle. The guy started reading a book that had the inscription "Man descended from heaven." The hero ordered his teammates to take the ship and returned back while he stormed the enemy base. The hero used the eyes of the thunder god and found the place where the hidden place is. The evil grandfather was pleased with the news that the hero destroyed the red and black dragon. Subordinates were told that the hero went on business. The younger brother said that the older one was preparing for the final fight with the pirates. The old man started shouting at the kid, but his son obeyed and agreed to send ships for the final battle. The guy said that he trusted his brother and should act on his instructions. The old man was upset because his son makes the same mistakes as him. At the same time, the hero dived into an artificial cave. He found himself inside. There was a door that the guy, using even his own strength, could not open. He used the heavenly gaze, and the doors opened. The guy went inside where he saw a golden shield and a small chest in which there was a letter and a strange bag. The letter said that it was in this place. Heavenly bundle Nedden, a shield of heavenly golden armor. There was expressed the hope of the owner that the person who found all this will be able to master the power and use it wisely. The pouch turned out to be a powerful artifact, but it was responsible for mental strength and did not have much use for the hero. But the shield was very useful. The hero took a shield, which, although light, was almost impossible to break through. The guy tested it by throwing it into the wall. The shield turned out to be a very powerful artifact that pleased the hero. The hero needed to get out of that place, and he was thinking about how to carry the shield, but suddenly it turned into wrist armor, which was very convenient. The old man's son saw the boat, and the main character came on board. He was greeted as a hero, and he thanked them for following him. And he said that this fight would soon be over. The head of the pirates was informed that the Red Dragon had not yet returned. But the head was reassured by the fact that they were joined by the top two in strength after the chapter. The pirates' dialogue was interrupted by an alarm. This is the main character, and his team stormed the enemy's positions. The hero went in, and the team had to cover him. The head was angry, but decided to put an end to the conflict. Either he or the Peck family will survive. The advisor told the head of the bandits that they needed to escape before the enemy got to them. But the head was insulted by such words. He never sleeps. The pirate swore to kill the hero, and ordered the coward to disappear, who offered to run away. The hero entered the main building where the head met him with a blow. Thanks to the shield, the guy managed to block the attack, but the opponent's strength was not small. They dealt each other blow after blow, but it was impossible to say who would win for sure. The head tried to carry out an attack with a sword, but the hero stopped the offensive by throwing a shield at him. Then the guy used a thunder whirlwind and threw away the opponent, who barely blocked the blow. The guy continued to attack and struck a lightning bolt. The flashes of light were noticed by everyone. This battle plunged people into shock. As the hero flew on top, along with the pierced body of the enemy. The head coughed up blood, and wanted to take the hero to his grave using the palm of the sea ghost. The guy did not let the enemy's idea come true, used the shield to throw the enemy away, and struck a thunderous blow with a heavenly sword, which killed the pirate leader. People who were waiting for news about how the offensive went saw the ships of their allies. The girl ran up to the pier and shouted the name of the hero Mugen.